Today I am so excited because my mom is here on the episode. Mom, say hi.
Hello.
Hello. So her name is Carrie, but everyone calls you Kookie, right?
That's right.
Kooks. And you know what's funny? Kookie means crazy, doesn't it?
No, it's Cuqui.
Okay, Cuqui.
That's right.
You guys, everything I know about crazy love came from my mom. Like, this is like such a special thing to have my mom here. And trust me, you guys, it was not easy getting her here. So mom, she is the pro. She is the one who taught me so much in my life. And mom, crazy love. I have heard you say it has to be crazy love or
nothing.
Exactly.
And or else you're wasting your life.
I love this. So you used to say this to me. So what is crazy love to you, Mom?
Well, crazy love to me is that you're with someone and there's nothing else you wouldn't want to leave that person to do anything else. I mean, it's just for you, the best times that you ever have is with that person.
The best times in your life are with that person.
With that person, that's it. And it's the best everything. Just going to dinner, just hanging, watching Netflix, binging on a series. I mean, anything. But it's with that person. And you can't imagine, that's it.
Oh my gosh, you're so precious. Mom, I love that. And so when you are with Dad, how many years have you guys been together?
Oh my goodness. It's like, geez, it's going to be for 46 years.
Here, speak into here, Mom.
46 years or something like that.
46 years, you guys. And
it's going to be that, I think.
Be really honest, because there's some people that are don't believe it's possible to be really happy and crazy in love 46 years later. And
are you kidding?
So serious. People have asked me, you're not really happy, right?
Now, and I'll tell you, because when we were first living together, because we lived together before we got married, I would listen to Dad's footsteps when he would get home from work, and I would get so excited to get to the door, and now it's the same thing.
Oh my gosh, I love that, Mom.
When he goes out to do whatever and comes back, I'm hearing the footsteps, and I know it's him.
Oh my god, this is so cute, and you get so excited.
Exactly.
Oh my god, and let me ask you: does Dad also feel that for you?
Yes.
I'm gonna have Dad at the podcast.
No, it's true. I know so.
How do you know?
Well, when he got sick during the COVID, and he had to go to the clinic, and they wouldn't let me stay, but they snuck me in so I can see him for a little minute or there. And he goes to the nurse. He goes, "Please let her stay. She's my life."
Oh my gosh!
I can't be without her. So
I can't stand.
Oh, I hope he doesn't hear this. Maybe they drugged him.
There's so many times that I'm recording and I think the same thing. I go, I hope Dad doesn't hear this.
Maybe there's a drug that slipped on. No, I don't know. Who knows?
I love that he said that, Mom. But you
know.
guys, this is why I grew up seeing my mom and dad completely crazy in love. They always came first.
Yes.
I actually had to wonder if they even loved us.
I guess so. I know we did. I suppose. No, of course we did. But we always said we come first. And not that we come first selfishly, but we come first to each other. The most important thing is we were a team against the world. Against our kids. So.
I love them. And also, you guys made each other's priority.
100%.
Always.
100%.
And I really feel like sometimes what we in this world, yes or no, Mom, do you ever see women always come last or second or third, everything else? And they stay, they settle. They think that's the norm.
But also a lot of women put their children first, a million things first instead of their partner. Because let me tell you, when the kids grow up and go to the university or go and find their lives or whatever they do, who's there with you?
Yeah.
Okay, it's your partner. It's the person. And if you're a stranger, what are you going to...
That's true.
So many people, when their kids leave the house, it's like they're strangers. Absolutely.
Yeah, mom, you actually, you guys, when I had Juliana born and I was breastfeeding her for the first year, right? I was really attached to her and I love being a mom.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember you came to my house and you're like, Jackie, you're going to go on a date with Will. And I was like, I'm not leaving Juliana. You're like, give me the baby. You're like, go out. You guys need to make date night. Mom, I went, I cried, you guys. I was in tears. But let me tell you something. I can't thank you enough. Because Will and I, till this day, always go on date nights. We try to do weekly date nights. And we always just make sure that we check in with each other. We remember, oh my God, you're my best friend. You're my number one.
Right. And talk about each other. Not about the kids or about anything else. About each other.
Yeah. Oh, Mom.
Yeah. And plans. Make plans. You know, one of the nice things is to make a plan of a trip. It could be it could be a year ahead, and it doesn't have to be a humongous plan. It could be a weekend getaway. But just the thought of, you know, oh wow, we're getting away. It's you know, planning it, the excitement. That's important.
My gosh, you guys are like, excitement is part of our family. Like, we're always moving. You know, I'm always like, Mom, and by the way, you guys, here we are. She lives in Tenerife. And my parents are absolutely like the crazy. Because crazy, when I say crazy, I always say, and I remind you guys, it's about finding a relationship where you can be completely real and authentically, zenfully you. And so, like, Mom, you and Dad, I feel like you're crazy because of that. You guys could be completely authentic in yourselves and your loves, right? Yeah. But you guys are also crazy because they're always moving, they're always traveling, they're always like, there's so much passion, like in life, like that zest for life that has rubbed off on me. And Will came into our family and he was like, what's going on? He was so not used to it, but how is Will, right?
Oh, yeah, I know, and he's part of the clan.
He's part of the craziness.
Yeah, he's part of the clan. Because, I don't know, I just can't imagine being in one place 20 years. I mean, you know, like, in one house 20 years. I mean...
Yeah, why? And I feel like people...
I can't.
Yeah, but people limit... This is actually something really important too, Mom, that we're talking about, is about how people sometimes limit themselves and say, oh, like, that's not possible. Like, I remember when you said you're coming to Tenerife, I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. But, like, we lived in Miami all our lives, and I feel like, you know, a big part of when women are going out there and looking for love, and even men looking for love, number one step is being fulfilled and feeling like you go for it. You and Dad have always instilled that in me, just in my, like, as a person, before having a relationship. You guys always were like, anything's possible.
Right, Dad always told you. Yeah. You know, reach for the stars.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
100%.
It's so true. And you guys helped me get to that point. I do feel like so many people don't have... like you, Mom, like people like you.
I know. They might have a better mom. I mean, I don't know.
No. I love that my mom's very competitive.
I want to find that person. No. No. Okay. No. But going back to what we were saying about like living in the same place or whatever.
Yes.
A lot of people I find, not to be judgy, but they get attached to material things. You know, oh, I've had this forever, and oh, I've collected this of this. And then they say, oh, a move now. It's going to be a big thing. Don't be attached to anything material. I mean, I don't know if it's the exile mentality that I have, that, you know, I grew up that you only get attached to the family. And, you know, of course you would have good friends as well. But to material things, because it comes and goes.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
And that's it. So,
Mom, I think you should share that though. I don't think people realize that you're in exile. So can you tell them about that?
Yeah. Well, in 1960, I was born in Cuba, and in 1960, we had to leave for the U.S. When the communists took over. So my parents had to start from scratch, and they had to leave everything behind, just like millions of Cubans did. And that's it. So I learned at an early age that you do not get attached to anything material, because that comes and goes. And my parents always told me, listen, what you study, what you learn, no one can take that away from you. They can take anything away from you except that.
Oh my gosh, that's why you've always been reading. My mom is so
100%.
My mom is one of those people.
100%.
She reads so much. She's so smart. You've always opened.
Come on, tampoco, but I try to learn.
No, but you have been, Mom. I'm not just like saying it.
But I try to learn as much as I can, because that no one can take it away from you.
This is gold. And by the way, I just had an episode recently about who you're taking advice from, right? And I think that, like, I sometimes forget how blessed, and I don't want to take it for granted, Mom, that you and Dad have been my little voices, like my little angels on my shoulders, pushing me forward. But a lot of people out there don't have a family where they're getting really good advice from. They're actually probably getting really crappy advice. So like, Mom, something from your point of view, right? And you telling these women out there that may never and not have had, or they don't have a mom like you that believe in love, and they're told just to settle and just to say, you know, whatever you can get, just take that.
No.
What's your words to those women that feel like that?
I feel there's always someone special that God has put on your path. But do you take that? I mean, let's suppose you had the perfect person. Okay, like for instance, when I was on the phone with my husband, I didn't know him. It was like a blind date situation that my mom fixed.
Yes, we have to. You
Mom.
have to say this.
So
Yes.
anyway, and I was on the phone. I was not feeling well that day, and I couldn't work. I stayed home, and he goes, "Well, you know, I can go at 6:30 to your mom's house and meet you." And I could have said, "Okay, you know what? Like, I don't know. I really don't feel well," and maybe that opportunity would have passed.
Yes.
You know, God puts him in my path, but doesn't mean that I'm forced to take it.
Yes.
I have free will.
Yes.
And then when we met, and well, that was it. But
No, wait a second. Stop right there. I love this.
I'm not gonna say anything personal. No.
Oh, but when you met, the feeling that you had.
Oh yeah,
That feeling is important.
It was really spooky because I don't have any ESP or anything. I'm really flaky. All right. But before he arrived, all of a sudden this thing came into my mind that he was driving a silver Camaro. Silver, and he shows up in a silver Camaro.
Oh my gosh.
It's so bizarre.
And then when you guys talked, wasn't it nonstop talking?
Yes.
No, you see, this is it, you guys.
Like for 3 hours, and he goes, "It seems like I've known you all my life, always, forever."
What a line.
And yeah, and I said, "Wow, you know." Okay, yeah, it felt that way. It was like, yeah.
Okay, this is gold, because when people are out there, you're chatting and you're trying, you know, that's the thing. You didn't have to try, right, Mom?
No,
Exactly. It wasn't trying.
and it was very sincere with him.
Yeah.
And he was very sincere with me. I mean, we weren't playing a game, or it was just spontaneous. Like I told him about my life, he told me about his life. I mean, it was just spontaneous.
The back and forth
It wasn't, you know,
exchange, that energy, that you guys just had that click.
Even the good, the bad, and the ugly. I mean, you know, we just spoke. It's like we knew each other forever, and we were just talking.
Oh,
it
wait.
wasn't like those dates that you're curveful. You're no, huh?
Yeah.
No. And then after 3 hours talking, and he was sweating to death. He came with a suit and tie and in Miami in the garden. And it was like, oh. And after that sauna there, he goes, well, why don't we have dinner? It's 9:30 by then. He goes, let's have dinner. I said, yeah, that would be a good idea. So we went to dinner, and then it was a little dancing, and then I stepped all over his feet. He goes, I think we should sit down. Sit down.
Yeah, my dad's an amazing dancer.
Oh man, he's Fred Astaire. But yeah. And so we sat down, we kept talking. So we talked forever.
That's it.
I mean, that day we talked for 5-6 hours. I don't even know.
Oh my gosh, that is so precious. And I want you guys to take note. Notice how my mom wasn't like, oh my God, playing the game. She said they shared the good, the bad, and the ugly. Everything.
And I was going through a lot of ugly at that time.
Oh my gosh, you see that?
Yeah.
And did you feel like, oh, Dad was like scared off with that? You see?
Nothing.
Your person won't run away. Your person will see you. That's why I'm always telling everybody, lead with your heart.
Yeah.
Like, put your heart out there.
Yeah.
You know, because then you can really emotionally connect. And if it's not your person, then they say bye-bye, and who cares?
Yeah, that's right.
But you and Dad, you guys had that instant connection.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how Will and I were. We just couldn't stop talking.
Right.
I was like, this is amazing.
Right,
you know?
because I mean, if you go out there and you just put this little show, okay, of perfection and this and that and everything that, I mean, how do you know? How do you know if that person has feelings, cares? Is he, you know, maybe it's just I don't know, frivolous person. Who knows?
Exactly, because at the end of the day, you know, if you're not really 100% yourself, right? You're delaying the inevitable, because inevitably, like with time,
it's gonna
they're
show
gonna
up.
find out the truth.
100%.
You can't.
100%.
Yeah, and might as well don't waste any time. Like I love what you said that from the beginning.
Yeah.
This is such, Mom, this is
No.
gold. This is so, you guys, now you know. Mom, I love having you here. We can do this again.
Well, they have to know something. Dad and I work together.
Oh my God, yes. No, you have to say this because this is crazy.
Forever.
Not only do they they're crazy about each other for 46 years, they also work together. Go ahead, Mom.
Yeah, no, after school I used to help him out at work, and then at the end of the thing I just found out that what he did I loved. And I said, this is what I want to do. And he goes, are you sure? Because I don't want 20 years from now you say, oh, why did I, I said, no, I love it. And yes. And
Were you guys dating at the time, or you married?
no, we were married at the time.
Oh, wait, hold on. Please, wait a second. Before we wrap this up, you have to say what happened about the getting married thing. And you were like packing your public
I said
bag.
no personal stuff.
Oh my God, that was the best.
Okay, fine. Okay. All right. No, we were living together for my goodness, it was almost a year. And I said, well, you know what? I mean, we know each other. What is there, what's left to know? I mean, so I said, yeah, I think it's about time we get married. Also, it was pressure from the family, Spanish families, in the 70s. I mean, living together, that's a hard thing. And I said, well, you know what? I think we should get married. Do you want to marry? He goes, well, I have to think about it. Give me 4 months. No, he said, no, I have to think about it. Oh, I don't know. And then I started one of those paper bags from the supermarket, and I started packing. I didn't have luggage at the time. And I started throwing all my clothes in there. I said, okay, well, I'll see you later. And he goes, wait, give me 4 months.
4 months,
Yes.
he wants. Okay.
I said, okay. Okay, I'll give you 4 months. I brought out the big guns, St. Jude.
Yes!
An impossible case.
She prayed to
So
St.
St. Jude, it was on a Wednesday, and that weekend our hobby was to look at model homes. We were dreaming. I don't know what we were doing there. It's a miracle that didn't kick us out, but that was our hobby, to look at model homes, and I'll check them out. And in the living room of model home, he goes, would you marry me? I said, oh, wow, okay.
Gosh, I can't stand it.
So.
But you guys, wait a second. This is so important because Dad, as amazing as he is and as much as you guys loved each other, if you didn't say, hey, let's get married, and
we'd be living together to
living
this day.
together to this day. Yes. Living together to this day.
Sure. I mean, if you're comfortable, everything's fine. Why change it?
Yes. I just had an episode the other day talking about this, about a guy, Will was eating his cake and have it too. Like, if I don't have to make this official or make this whatever,
That's right.
then women out there, you guys listen to my mom's advice carefully, seriously. Mom, the way that I got to where I am right now, Mom has given me that advice.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, saying, oh, okay, let me pack my bags.
Yeah. No, and my mom, when my dad passed away and later she remarried, and when she was going out with this man, a very nice person, he goes, oh, I'm going to invite you on a cruise. And I'm like, huh? In any cruise with any man? You're out of your mind. You're crazy. He goes, okay, well, marry me.
Did she marry him?
Yes.
And more importantly, did she go on that cruise?
She went to many trips. But yeah, she said, what, me? Go with you? Oh, you're out of your mind.
This is something that still exists today, where guys will be like, oh yeah, let's just do this. And then the women go, but it's not official. It's not exclusive. They're not valuing.
Yeah.
Like they say, hey, wait a second. I don't just go ahead and do this with anybody.
Yeah, no,
like,
of
wait a
course not.
second.
Yeah. So he, in other words, he thought, okay, what does it take?
What does it
married?
take?
Okay, that's it.
Mom, you're too cute. I love you so much.
Aww.
I absolutely loved having you here today. This is gold advice, Mom.
Wow.
You guys, this is where Crazy Love or Nothing came from. It's my mom. For years, you kept saying when you saw me dating losers, Mom. How many times?
Oh, my goodness.
And my mom would be like, Jackie, is it crazy love? I go, does it really have to be? Does that really exist?
Yes.
And I didn't believe in this.
Yeah.
And Mom, I finally found Crazy Love.
Wow.
I did. But trust me, how many years of wasted time? The wrong guys.
Yeah, and Dad and I always told you, don't be with the wrong person, because when the right person comes along, it's not going to get near you. What decent guy is going to approach you if you're with another guy?
Yeah, no. So, and Mom, stop.
That's the way it is.
One last huge credit token to my mom. The night I met Will, I was out and Mom, I talked to her before going out and you said, Jackie, that guy, we won't say names, that guy, your friend / always trying to like dance with you and be with you, he's going to be there. Don't waste time with him because you know that he's not the one for you. And I don't want you to miss the right guy. You said something like that. And I said, okay, Mom. For the first time, I finally listened to my mom and I went out and he asked, the same thing happened my mom said. He asked me to dance. I said no, walked across the dance floor, looked over and a cute guy was smiling. That was Will. Yeah. Will asked me to dance.
Will, a decent guy, he would never have approached you if you were dancing on with this guy. I mean,
yeah, 100,000,000%. Mom, you get that huge credit token, Mom. Because the other day she heard my episode and she goes, Jackie, you didn't say that it was me who told you. I go, Mom, I'm gonna give you that credit token when you're on the podcast. I love you, Mom. You're the best.
Love you too.
Thank you. You guys, when you're out there, remember, do not settle.
No.
It has to be. You want to say it with me? Crazy love or nothing. Thanks, you guys.